Hello, and welcome to Effective Budgeting for Parents. I'm going to be your tour guide for the next 6 weeks, and my name is Michael Sobieski. Let's jump right into it. So, here are the overarching goals of what we're going to want you to achieve through this program. First, we're going to talk about weekly and monthly budgets. These are things you're going to be required to do at Providence House and what we're going to expect of you in doing these two things. And as we get on to the later weeks, we're going to talk about planning out longer periods of time. Uh, Specifically quarterly budgets and yearly budgets. And those are going to be more of talking about critical thinking and future planning rather than just what we're going to want you to require to do here at Providence House. We're going to talk about impulsivity versus conscientiousness. Impulsivity is closer to the trait openness in the Big Five, and conscientiousness is also a trait in the Big Five. And what these are going to tell us about you is conscientiousness is typically more conservative, they're more reserved, they're going to save money, they're not going to be open to new ideas. Uh, Whereas on the impulsivity side, you're going to be open to new experiences. You're going to be like a entrepreneur in a way. You're going to start a lot of things but not really finish them. And none is better than the other, but they both kind of tell us a little bit of how you're going to budget. And once we have that knowledge, it'll help us better create budgets for yourself uh, throughout this program. One of the big overarching goals of this is that the further that you plan out, the lower the resolution of your plan. When you're thinking of a weekly budget, you're thinking day to day what I'm going to need to do in those 7 days to meet the goals of that week. Whereas when you're talking about a quarterly budget, a lot can change in 3 months. Your wants and needs can change. You're going to grow as a person. There might be some hardships that you didn't foresee. So you have to be able to adapt and overcome and modify your long plans based upon what's going on in the week and monthly area. We're going to talk about saving and the three different kinds of saving. A lot of people will just put their money in a savings account, and that really shoots yourself in the foot in the long run. So we're going to talk about different ways to help prevent that. And obviously, this is going to be about accountability, meaning that obviously with the weekly and monthly that you're doing those things as we require at Providence House, but also taking accountability for yourself of what I need to do and what's best for the family. And obviously, what's best for the family is what's going to put the kids first, because these are the people that are going to be the future. You want to set them up for the greatest amount of success that you could possibly can. So our approach is very simple. We're going to start tangibly and move more to the more intangible things. And what I mean by that is twofold. The first fold is that we're going to be talking about the weekly and monthly budget first. And these are going to be your bread and butter. These are your building blocks for future planning. And being able to understand what happened in the last couple of months can help you change what's going to go on in the next couple of months. But when you're thinking year to year, it's hard to look back at a year and you see so much growth and so much change that it's hard to define goals in those longer periods of time. And what I also mean by this is that we're going to talk about simple needs, like your family's going to need food, your family is going to need to have clothing, your family is going to need to have a roof over their head, you're going to have to pay rent. There are a lot of things that tangibly your family needs to survive. But there's also more intangible things like experiences for your children, planning vacations, moving. There's a lot of different things that can benefit your children that aren't going to be seen immediately. It's not like an article of clothing. And if there was a quote that I could put on this entire 6 week experience, it's that a lot of things in life are scary, but we need to do them in order to better ourselves. And while it might be scary to be planning your future like this, and it might be your very first time planning your future like this, uh, being able to know where you are in the present, know where you've been in the past, and know where you're going in the future is what creates a functioning adult in society. So this is going to be the 6 week process of what we're doing here at Providence House with this program. Week one, as we're doing right now, is going to be the overview and the evaluation. And we're going to talk about the evaluation in a minute. Don't fret about it. It's not going to be threatening. It's not something that you're going to get a grade on. Uh, it's just something to help us better understand how to help you. Next, we're going to talk about and in the next week we're going to be talking about planning weekly, and this is going to be your building block for understanding how to build monthly budgets and how to plan quarterly and how to plan yearly. So this is going to be the most fundamental nitty gritty, talking about what a budget is and how to create one. Week 3 is going to be the bread and butter of the entire experience. So planning monthly is going to teach you how to make changes week to week to make monthly goals, but also at the same time, the monthly goal is also going to help you plan out the quarterly and help you plan out the yearly, because this is something that's tangible enough that you can have some concrete ideas of what you're going to do, but at the same time, it's not like it's a week-to-week thing and that you're going to have a conversation with your family about what the plans are from week to week. You can do that on a monthly basis. And then as we start getting to quarterly and yearly, we're going to go outside the realms of what Providence House might ask you to do, and have some more critical thinking and have some planning of what your life is going to be outside of Providence House. And that's what we really want to do in this program. And the final week is going to be a recap and a post-evaluation. And this is just for us to collect some data, for us to have a better understanding of how effective this program is working. So before you go and take your evaluations, I just want to say take a deep breath and relax. These are not something that we're expecting you to get 100% on. It's not something that is supposed to be threatening. It's just something to help us help you better yourself in the budgeting aspect. And there's going to be 2 different kinds of evaluations. The first is a competency test, which is going to have everything that you're going to be learning in the next 6 weeks compiled into about 20 questions, just to see how much you already know in the financial world already. And then the second evaluation is a modified money attitude scale. And what this is going to tell us about you is your certain personality tendencies and your attitudes towards money based upon your past experiences and your beliefs about money. So don't fret, these are just going to be simple evaluations that are going only to help us help you. And that is all we have for week 1. I hope you have a good day.